Da-da-da-da! Da-da-da-da! You know, weddings, oh my gosh, there's a lot involved with weddings. And you might be surprised how much your embroidery machine and you, well, you can do a whole bunch of stuff for a wedding. You could say yes to embroidery, and I do think that you could do some stuff to please today's bride. I'm Kathy, and this is Sewing Tech Talk. So, as always, we have a giveaway for today's video. It's a great pack of embroidery thread. Every time you like, share, or comment, you're entered for a chance to win a pack of thread. So, weddings. Weddings are kind of nerve-wracking. They can be someone's absolute dream. They've been dreaming about this wedding for forever. And can we help? Can we do embroidery that really connects in with someone's vision of a wedding? Could be your vision, could be a relative's vision. Can we help? Well, yes. You may not be up to the task of dealing with a bride to create this fairy tale wedding dress and veil and all that kind of fun stuff. That's fine. But embroidery and sewing, we can contribute to the wedding. And we can make it so that maybe it's a little bit more cost effective and definitely more personal than going out to find the stuff for the wedding. So I have a couple things I want to talk to you about today. I have this great design pack that I picked up because it gave me some ideas for how us embroiderers can really help with a wedding. And I also have 3 different projects: a hanger cover, a shoe bag, and a garment bag that would make great, fun, easy gifts or to contribute to the very special day. And if it's not for a wedding, you could also do it to do as a gift or in your closet. There's always a way that you can use something like that. So let's talk about, first and foremost, this little design pack that I picked up. This is Hope Yoder's Love Notes fabric tray, and I thought it would be really fun for a wedding because it is an In the Hoop project where you create the design, and there's all kinds of fun love themed design because it is love notes. And I thought a tray would be great. So the little ring bearer has this little pillow, right, with the little rings tied on it. But what if it was a little tray? Wouldn't that be a little bit more fun? Because what are you going to do with a pillow after the wedding? But a little tray? That could be a little memento. There's a bigger tray. That would be great for the little flower girl. And so I think that you can take stuff like this and really contribute to a wedding, little things that would make the bride's day a little bit special. Now, I have a handout. And in the handout, I talk about all different kinds of ideas, how we can interact with preparing for a wedding. Or it didn't have to be a wedding. What if it's a quinceañera? What if it's a bar mitzvah? Maybe it's someone's special birthday. There's lots of ways that we can do something special for a traditional wedding, a destination wedding. There's all kinds of things that we can do to help out. So let me talk about this design pack. And it's another reason I chose it is because it does 2 different types of embroidery that you may not have been exposed to before. One of them is using a dimensional foam. And a dimensional foam, what it does is it makes the embroidery stand out. And in this case, it's the word love, and it's going to be for the little flower girl's flower tray, and it really makes the words stand out. Now, this design is created for this product, and you can use it with a 2mm. You can get a pack with 2mm or 6mm foam, which really makes it stand out. And there's all kinds of designs out there also that use a dimensional foam. So at the machine here, I don't know if you can see, but I've started to do this design, and I'm doing the love in the dimensional foam. You simply lay it on there, and when you stitch, it stitches over the top of this foam, and when you're done, you just tear it away. So let's finish doing this last little E in love, and maybe you can see how the machine's going to work that. So I have my white thread in there. I'm going to lower the presser foot. Now, the presser foot height is pretty okay for this 2mm foam. If I wanted to do the 6mm, I would raise the embroidery foot height of the machine, and that's super easy to do in the settings. But let's do this E and let's see what it looks like. It's going to stitch a little bit differently than you've seen before. So can you see how it's doing really big stitches over the top of that foam? And it doesn't have to be in a matching color because the foam is going to be completely covered up, but it's really making that foam covered with that thread, and it's doing super big stitches to cover the top of it. So I'm going to finish my love, my E, a little bit later, but I want to tear away some of the foam from that L so that you can see. So let me cut my thread. Pull this out from the machine, and if I tear away this, it tears away really easy. You still want to be a little gentle with it. You're going to get super dimensional letters and really stand out. Now this product doesn't have to be for this. You could do it like on a hat, on a shirt. You can really use it to make those letters stand out. I've seen commercial hats done with this with embroidery, and it really, really, really pops out. So that's one product that you may want to experiment with your doing your embroidery. And I think for this project, it's really going to make a statement. Now there's another part of this design pack that I wanted to tell you about as well, and that is called Embroidery Mylar. Now Embroidery Mylar, let me pull this out of the way. Embroidery Mylar, what that does is when you stitch over the top of this, it adds a shine to the embroidery. Now, you can also use it with metallic thread for a double shine. So I am making the little, here is the little tray for maybe the ring bearer's tray, and I've started with the Mylar. And I hope you can see that when you do the stitchery, you stitch around here and it gives you an outline where you lay the Mylar at, and then you're just directly stitching over the top of that. And because it doesn't fill it in, then it actually shines on through. The great thing about this Mylar is the color of it picks up the color of your thread. So you don't have to have 50 different Mylars in every color of the thread collection that you have. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to stitch this other little bird. I'm going to have this little bottom of the tray, and a little bit later on I'm going to show you how I put these little trays together. It's not an in the hoop project, meaning I'm going to sew the tray together when I finish the embroidery. So yes, I'm going to finish that. But that's how that Mylar works. And the great thing about this Mylar also is you actually can download an alphabet of embroidery designs that you can use with the Mylar as well. So that's a couple ways to really make your embroidery special. I'm going to finish these a little bit later, but I want to show you something else. Now, let's talk about all the different ways that you can do an embroidery for the bride and groom. Now this design pack I talked about, it does all kinds of different embroideries, and they can be used on different projects. Now here's one of the projects that I created for you, and the instructions for this are in your handout. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to go to the screen of the machine, and I'm going to show you how I can do a monogram as well. But this is one of the designs that's included in that design pack, and this is like a hanger cover. So this hanger cover is something that you can use maybe for the bridesmaids' dresses. You can monogram them, or you can add their name to the design on up here, and a shoe bag as well. So I created a shoe bag, and your instructions for the shoe bag are in the handout. We may not be going through this in the video, but it's kind of a fun way to use your decorative stitches. Imagine every bridesmaids can have their own color of shoe bag, a hanger cover. So this is how their bridesmaid dress can go on down into the venue. But it doesn't have to be fabric like this. What if you went and found some organza? Organza would be beautiful for this. You can do the embroidery on that, and oh my goodness, what a fun way. And this stuff is not very expensive to buy, and it would make a very elegant presentation. So the instructions for this are in your handout. But I want to talk to you about the one other project that I came up with for you. And that is a garment bag. Now, a garment bag is something that the bride could take say she's going to get dressed for the reception after the wedding, get dressed for the honeymoon at the venue, may want to take these clothes in to change into. She may need a hanger cover or a shoe bag, but a garment bag would be beautiful. And if you don't do monograms all the time, oh my gosh, a wedding is the time to break out your monogramming skills, because it's all about the joining of two people, isn't it? So let me show you on the Baby Lock Altair. I'm going to show you, I did a kind of a fun monogram. I did mine to make on a garment bag, but let me show you what I did. This is the fabric that's going to be for the garment bag that I'm going to show you how to construct in a little bit. But I hope you can see that I did a large letter and two smaller letters, and I did a little decoration on the top of that. Now, I chose the colors that I have in my little rosebuds here. For any wedding, the bride's going to choose her color scheme, isn't she? Well, you can do all kinds of fun things using those colors to create for the bride. Say you're not want to make it a garment bag. You can monogram a ton of stuff. In the handout, I tell you all the different fun, not all the different fun ways, there's so many, all the different ways to take their initials of the couple or the new monogram or the bride or whatever, and maybe there's a little birdseed bag that they'd use for the throwing of the rice. Maybe it's a ribbon that goes on the flower arrangement. Maybe it's, who knows what it could be, but now's the time to break out creating this monogram, because it's all about the special day and the creation of the joining of two people. So let me go to the Altair and I want to show you how I did this monogram here. And it's from letters that are built into the machine. So I am going to come home. We'll come and finish this a little bit later. I will. And I'm going to go back into embroidery. Now here's embroidery. Now here's the large letters that are built into the machine, and there's 5 different sets of very, very large letters. There's also a set of exclusive script that's under the traditional fonts and letterings tab, but any one of these would make a beautiful monogram. I chose this large letter set, and these are very large letters. I chose the B, and that is a 5-inch, a little over 5 inches tall, and perfect. I'm going to hit set. Now I wanted smaller letters for the other part of my monogram. Now there's all kinds of ways to put a monogram together. If you're curious about the proper way to do it, go out on the internet, type in monogram, and prepare to go down the rabbit hole to go all the different ways that you can put it together. But let's add those 2 small letters. I'm going to go add. I'm going to pick up this time these letters here because I know they're a little bit smaller. I'm going to put a C. I'm going to set that on in, bring that down over here. Notice how I can just put it exactly where I want it to be. I'm going to hit add, come back to the same place, find the L. There it goes. Hit set. Now I can do all kinds of things. I can change the size of them. These are available in different sizes as well, but I can bring them together. I can come in and here and move them around exactly where I want them to be, because it's all about exactly where I want them to touch. And I can even blow up the screen so I can really see these up close. So when I touch plus, I can see exactly where I want them to be, and I can use my keys to move them exactly where I want. Now, these little letters have little dots, little embellishments on them, and I wanted this large B to match. So not only did I change the color to be the same color as my other letters, I know where there's a place where I can bring in some little dots to add some accents, if it will. So I'm going to go add. I'm going to come here to buttonhole embellishments, and these little dots are exactly what I want. Set. There they are. They happen to be just about the same size as those other ones. So I'm going to go edit. I'm going to rotate them. I think I need him to go that way. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe a little bit more boom. Bring them on up. And I matched the colors to the background of my fabric, did my little accents up in here, and I have a pretty cool little monogram with the letters that are built into the machine. Now, in your handout, I'm going to tell you how to do this garment bag. It's really pretty simple. We're going to go over to the cutting mat pretty soon and I'll show you how to put it together. But I just had a whole big piece of fabric and I put it in the center middle. Tells you exactly where in the handout. And it doesn't have to be a monogram. It could be anything. You don't even have to monogram it if you don't want to. But it's a great opportunity to really show out things that you can do. Now, what if it is a destination wedding? What if it's a different kind of wedding that maybe it's a little bit more casual? What could you do? Well, what if you embroidered a pair of jeans? What if you did a hat? What if you made different like small items like little gloves or embroidered on netting or made something for yourself to go to the wedding? Tons of different things to do. So I'm going to finish out my embroideries and then I want to go to the cutting table and I want to show you basically how I put this garment bag together and then I'm going to show you how to do the fabric tray as well. So let me finish my embroideries and I'll be right back. There's so much to do. Okay, so here we are at the cutting table, and I finished up the embroideries for the Love Notes trays. So here's the Love Notes design pack. Don't have to use this one, but there's a lot of cool, fun stuff in there. Real quickly, I wanted to show you that the Mylar. So here's the Mylar, and you stitch right over the birds, and it just tears away really, really easy, right? You tear it away, and you don't have to use this specific design. I mean, there's other Mylar designs there, and sometimes just when I use a design that has a fill, I put the Mylar on, and a little bit shows through, and you can use the metallic thread with it as well. So here is the dimensional letters. Look how cool that looks. I'll pop out some of this last little bit of dimensional foam. Remember, this is the 2mm. If I'd use 6mm, oh my gosh, how big could that be? So here's basically how to do it. If you do decide to go with the design collection, there's step-by-step instructions for you to print out, and the big pictures step-by-step. It's a super easy project, but let me just give you a quick visual on that. So basically what you do is when you finish the embroidery and you take everything away, then it's just a stitch and flip. So you'll put fabric here, stitch it along the edge of that, flip it out, and the stabilizer is going to act as the stabilizer for the whole project. They actually want you to put an extra piece of extra thick stabilizer on the back. They have the dimensions for that and everything. All the information for that is in the design pack. So when you, in the instructions in the design pack, so when you get finished, they have you layer it. Actually, they have you put a binding around the edge. I just did a stitch and turn, and so you do that. Then you fold up the corners. You fold up the corners just like this. Give them a stitch. I stitched it in white so that you can see it. And then there's instructions for you to literally pop it in like that, and it gives you a really cool little tray. So these went really, really fast. So that's one option there. So the Embellish foam is awesome. Comes in the 2 different sizes and 3 different colors in a pack. And then this you can use with a whole bunch of stuff, and it also comes with an alphabet. So that's pretty neat. Now on to my project. Oh, and this is one of the designs that's in there. Let me talk about the hanger cover really briefly. Here's the hanger cover and the shoe bag. Instructions in the handout. But think about when you're doing the hanger cover. Yes, an embroidery is great, but maybe grandma's, great-grandma's wedding dress has it, made it to, it's not usable anymore. You might want to, the bride may not want that style, but the lace from it, parts of it, that could be used as a hanger cover. Wouldn't that be nice? So this vintage lace could be just go on the hanger cover. Really simple to do, and it can make it to the wedding, even if it's not walking down the aisle. So that's kind of fun as well. So let's see, that's that. Here's the garment bag that I was working on, and it's a pretty simple little project. What I did is I did this monogram. I did it centered and maybe 5 inches down from the top. So there that is. This is 60-inch wide fabric, and what I do at the very end is on the sides, I turn the sides under and do a clean finish on both edges, on the selvage edges. And then you're just going to fold it in 2/3, where this is the back, right sides together. Hold on, let me get so that you can see it. So there's the thirds right in there with that embroidery right there on the inside. Instructions in the handout. Lay it just like this. This couldn't be simpler. You lay it like that. You take your hanger, you put it up on the top, and it might be wider if the dress has big sleeves or whatever, and you lay it here, you draw a line up here, leave a hole for the top of the hanger cover, and literally just stitch up in here, cut the way what doesn't please you, and literally it's a garment bag. Now the bottom of it, you could just hem the bottom of it, or you could just stitch straight across the bottom. If it's a super long dress, it can go tucked up in there, and that'll keep it off the ground. So really simple hanger cover. Remember, make it out of organza, whatever. We're going through stuff really fast. Here's a fun idea. I really like this one. Now, say the bride and the groom are going on an all-exclusive resort or a cruise for their honeymoon. How many times are they going to be asked what day they were married, or how long they've been married? So here's a fun idea. Make one for the groom. Put the, you can make a patch if you want to, the date of the wedding, but for the bride's one, add a little veil on the back. Wouldn't that be fun? You just take some tulle, you take it on the back, you kind of gather it on up, smush it on up, sew it into the back part of the hat, and oh my gosh, how many comments is she going to get on her honeymoon when she still is carrying her veil around? I think it's a fabulous idea. Say the bride is having a wedding, and in the reception she has a strapless dress. In the evening it's going to get kind of cold, right? Well, wouldn't it be lovely to make either her or the bridesmaids or whatever an embroidered pashmina shawl, and something in her colors, or maybe a different color for each of the bridesmaids. Super simple to do, and a lovely gift that they can use after the wedding as well. Here's a simple pattern with all kinds of little shrugs and stuff, capes, really easy sewing. And I did another video where I made lace, and I sewed lace on tulle. This could be her colors or whatever. There's so many things that you can do. I'm going to try to calm down because I think I need someone in my family to get married so I can do all this fun stuff. So thank you for sticking with me today. I hope you had fun. Just get people married out there so we can do fun stuff for them. I'm going to shoot it over to George. Remember, embroidery machine, oh my gosh, you're going to want to say yes to the embroidery machine. And I do want to do embroidery for any kind of party I can. Thanks for watching. I'm going to shoot it to George. Take care.
Thanks, Cathy. That was an incredible presentation. Don't forget, you can click on the link and download Cathy's lesson guide on today's presentation. But I want to take a couple moments to share with you my favorite features on the Baby Lock Altair. I believe the Altair is dollar for dollar the most advanced machine on the market. There are machines that sell for thousands of dollars more that do not offer the same features. You know, the embroidery features are incredible. The 9.5-inch by 14-inch embroidery area, you can really expand your horizon with embroidery, and there's 494 built-in designs. You also have that 10.1-inch color screen that gives you all kinds of editing capability, from color to sizing to also you can actually take designs and do automatic stippling around it. It has 30 built-in fonts and 5 jumbo monograms. Now with the fonts, you have all kinds of editing capability. You can even take and put in a name or a saying and then do an applique border and turn it into applique automatically. It also has the IQ Designer. Now, this is an app that you use your smart device like a phone or an iPad, and you can send an image, a graphic image, to the machine, and it will turn it into embroidery instantly. The embroidery is amazing, but what about the sewing and quilting? This machine has 11.25 inches of space and 5 inches of height, so you can fit even the largest quilts into this machine. It also has automatic fabric sensors that will sense the thickness of the fabric, so it will set the right pressure, and with the automatic tension it gives you perfect fabric control, from heavy denim to very sheer fabric to working with elastic or even a t-shirt collar. This machine truly controls the fabric with perfection. But also it has the digital dual feed, and what that does is that is a belt-driven walking foot system that's controlled by the motor of the machine, and you can control, even like here with this Minky, perfectly. So you have so many amazing features with this machine. But what about an amazing deal? But wait, that's not all. For a limited time, and while we have it in stock, we are offering a special bonus with your Altair purchase. So first, we're going to give this beautiful set of 63 spools of polyester embroidery thread. The beautiful shine and quality of this thread is quite amazing. Also, I'm including the Baby Lock Ultimate Stabilizer Bundle. This has the most popular rolls of stabilizer, from wash away to cut away, in different colors, and this will enhance your embroidery to give you a better quality. I'm also including the Baby Lock Altair Inspirational Guide. Now, the instructions on this machine is wonderful, but what's different about the Inspirational Guide, it is written by Baby Lock educators, assuming you know nothing about the machine. So it takes you through every aspect, giving you full color. It's over 300 pages of full color description, step-by-step description. And if you complete this Inspirational Guide, you truly know everything on this machine. We're including that. Plus, we're going to include a online membership to Baby Lock's Love of Knowledge. This has hundreds of videos that give you step-by-step details on how to use the machine and also do techniques. This is invaluable, and you get a membership to this as well. You also get our famous rose gold scissors. These scissors are wonderful, both the shears and the embroidery shears. But last and not least, we put together a very exclusive design bundle by Anita Good Design. It has 17 different collections, and it comes with over 400 design files, and it's truly amazing the variety you get with this. So all this, which equals over a $1,600 value, is free with your Altair purchase for a limited time. Now, we will run out of these supplies, so this is while supplies last. So click on the link to order, or you can call us at 1-800-865-9664. You can email me at moreso@aol.com. But don't wait, this deal will surely end. But if you have any questions, again, call us at 1-800-865-9664. Bye for now.